let me show you how to make an Argentinian stuffed pizza. Yeah, you heard me right. Come on, let's get started.
Todo queda sabroso.
Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back. I'm Chef Patrick, and today we're going to be making an Argentinian stuffed pizza called Fugazzeta. Let's start the dough. Okay, in this cup I have a 1/4 cup of warm milk. To that I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar and 1 packet of active dry yeast. This is 2 1/4 teaspoons. Just gonna add it right to our mix. Stir that up. Make sure it's well incorporated. Then we're going to let that bloom for about 5-10 minutes. Okay, to the bowl of a stand mixer, I'm going to add 3 cups of flour. Here I'm using bread flour. That's 3 cups of that bread flour. About a teaspoon of sea salt. You can use a fine salt, but I like sea salt in this application. And then I'm also going to add a little drizzle, about a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to use the dough hook attachment here because we're going to knead the dough right in the stand mixer. Lift it up, and then we're just going to mix this for a couple minutes and then add our yeast mixture. Okay, now we have our yeast mixture. As you can see, it's nice and bubbly, meaning that yeast, it's doing its job. Add that to our mix and then continue mixing. I'm going to start adding a cup of water, a little bit at a time, until the dough starts to pull away from the sides. Now that the dough has pulled away from the sides and there's no residual flour, we're going to knead this right in the bowl for about 5 to 6 minutes. Okay, so here I have a bowl. I'm going to add a little bit of oil. I'm going to take our dough and I'm going to toss it in that oil so that all the dough is incorporated with that oil. Then we're going to wrap it with some plastic wrap and let it proof in a nice warm place for about an hour, hour and a half. Okay, so while our pizza is proofing, I'm going to slice some white onions, and I want them really thin, so I'm using this mandolin. I'll leave a link in the description. So I'm going to use the mandolin to get those fine, thin slices. Now we're just going to put this in a bowl of cold water, which I added some salt to, and that'll keep it nice and crisp until we're ready to use it. Then we'll drain it and dry it with a paper towel. Okay, I think our dough is ready to go. Okay, as you can see, our dough has doubled in size, and we're simply going to now punch the dough down. And I'm going to cut it into 2 equal pieces. Okay, now that I have my cast iron pan, I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of oil, and I'm just going to brush it around. This is going to ensure that our pizza doesn't stick. And now I'm just going to take this dough. First, I'm going to kind of do my best to roll it in a ball just to make it smooth. You could even do it on the counter like so. Then I'm going to put it into my cast iron pan. I'm going to press it out as much as I can. Then I'm going to let it rest. Okay, this is a very important step because with pizza dough, you have to give it time to rest for that dough, those glutens to stretch. And so I'm going to let this rest for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to press it out even further until I can get to the edge of the pan. And then I'm going to do the same with this top layer. Okay, so now it's rested a little bit. Now I can press that dough a little bit more, and as you can see, it's starting to stretch just a little bit more. Same thing with this dough over here. Now we're just going to let this rest for another 5 minutes and then stretch it all the way out. Okay, so now we let it rest. And as you can see, much more pliable, stretchier. Okay, we're just going to stretch it right to the edge of that pan. Okay, so now that we have our bottom layer, we're going to add our cheeses. I have 3 cheeses here. I have fresh mozzarella, grana padano, which is comparable to Parmigiano Reggiano, and some provolone cheese. Start with the mozzarella. Then I'm going to take that grana padano and simply grate it over the mozzarella. And then we're going to top it off with a provolone. Just like that. Our other dough, and we're simply going to fit it on top. Okay, just like this. I like to tuck it behind. Then as a design, I could just kind of pinch the dough to kind of make like a fluted edge. Make sure it's nice and flattened out, because now we're gonna add our onions. So I'm gonna take the onions, I already dried them in a paper towel, and I'm just going to spread them all around that fugazzeta. Oh man, this is gonna be wonderful. So I'm gonna add some Mexican oregano sprinkled on top. Drizzle of olive oil over the top. And then I'm just going to add some grated Parmesan just to top it off. And you don't have to add much, but that's perfect. Okay, our fugazzeta is ready to go into the oven. I preheated the oven to 450 degrees, and I'm gonna bake this about 20 to 25 minutes until it's nice and golden brown on top and the cheese is ooey gooey. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on this. Is that beautiful or what? All right, let's cut into this bad boy. The cheese just oozing. Take a bite. Oh wow, that mozzarella, provolone, padano cheese combination is perfect. The caramelized onions on top gives it not only that crunch, but also that fragrance. It's almost like you're eating focaccia. See how far we can stretch it. Whoa. Oh, it's so good. Fugazzeta. Sabroso.
Thanks for watching. If you really like this video, don't forget to like and share, and click that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all new content. And remember, food can look good, but if it doesn't taste good, then your cooking is in vain. So make it sabroso.